Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here with another episode of LinkedIn Live Q&A. Excited to be here with you guys today. I cannot believe I was looking at this the other day, and if you know me, you know that I've struggled over the years with being a perfectionist, which ultimately, as I found through counseling, coaching, and just self-discovery and a lot of praying, is that you don't have to be perfect, Brian. Matter of fact, it's a false goal. It's an unattainable goal. So I also learned that perfectionism is really linked to procrastination. And I don't want to be labeled a procrastinator. My mom used to say back in the day, and Mom, if you're listening and watching, which I hope you are because you're my mom, you should be supporting this show, is that, you always work great under pressure. And even the best quarterbacks, they can do good under pressure. I want to do great, which means I have a clean pocket. It's the NFL playoffs, so you know what I mean? It's an easy place for the quarterback to be comfortable back there and throw to the person he so chooses to because he's not so much under pressure. Well, I don't want you to be a perfectionist. I don't want you to be a procrastinator for sure. I want to help you get things done, and that's what these are all about. And I'm excited to say, I think this is like my 32nd or 33rd pretty much in a row of LinkedIn Live Q&A, which is really cool for me because, again, consistency is often linked to whether you think you can get it done or not. And when you're a perfectionist or procrastinator, why even do it? Because you can't be perfect at it, or you try and you get frustrated. And all that to say is, I didn't plan to say all this, but all that to say is that I'm excited you're here. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to impart upon you and share with you some things I've even learned as much as early as of this morning about LinkedIn. And the whole goal of this program and this show is to help you weekly be able to identify opportunities within LinkedIn to showcase your value, to know, live, and love your purpose for your career, for your finances, and for life, and to be able to seek to serve those who need most, which you, my friend, what I do, what you do, what we do best. And LinkedIn is a great place. It's the place to do that, especially digitally or online. So we're going to talk all about that today. But again, so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, let's get started. So have you ever been wondering, if you really need LinkedIn, right? So if you saw the title of today, it's why you need LinkedIn now. And with a sense of urgency, with immediacy, and with intentionality, you need LinkedIn. Maybe you're thinking you don't need one more thing to manage, right? And I get that because, again, if you're a perfectionist or a procrastinator, or someone's just, maybe you're a busy parent, or you're managing a few or leading a few companies, or even if you're in job search and not working per se in a W-2 or a contractor kind of role, seeking a new job, seeking new work, especially work that you're excited about and that you think you'll believe you'll love, is work. It's hard, man. It's a full-time gig. And so how do you take on one more thing? Well, we want to talk about that today. If you're seeking a new career, if you're seeking a business opportunity, or even if you're a nonprofit leader, high-level leader, owner, founder, and you are seeking volunteers, if you're seeking donations and financial viability and whatnot, you need LinkedIn now. And I'm going to get into why. But I encourage you to be on this live, be participatory, and share, ask questions, make comments. If you could like and subscribe this, if you're listening to this on one of the channels like Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, please leave a comment, please share, please help me get this out to more people. This is free. There's no financial gain for me in this. These weeklies are free. And I really want to help you make the right connections on LinkedIn, help you move your company, move your nonprofit, move your career forward, onward and upward, my friends. So that's what these are all about weekly. And in this live, we're going to talk about key facts about LinkedIn's influence, how you can take part of it, how you can be encouraged with it, how you can encourage others with it, and so on and so forth. We're also going to talk about that old book a little bit of ways, maybe not specifically, but How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you've read that, let me know. If you read that, it's one of my favorite books. It's so it's so old, but so applicable even to today, especially today, and how you can win friends, influence people in an honorable way, not in a slimy, sleazy sorry for my used car sales friends, but in a sleazy, slimy way that industries like that get. And some of us have gotten those LinkedIn requests, and here comes the sales pitch. And I'm okay with sales. You know that. I'm in sales. I'm in marketing. I'm in helping people. We have to do that. That's what makes our economy go, is buying and selling, moving products and services. That's a whole nother sidebar. But there's a right way to do it. There's a professional way to do it. There's a way that shows that they care about who they're actually talking to. It's like kind of the turtle versus the tortoise, but the turtle wins the race every time. I want to help you shine bright so you can spotlight, showcase the value you add to the marketplace. So recruiters can see you, key influencers can see you, hiring managers can see you, key donors or people that you want to connect with in general on LinkedIn. You have value, my friend. Let's showcase it. Let's spotlight it. Let's get it across to those who need it most. And so if you need to bail even early because you felt like you already got that one nugget and you need to go apply it like instantly, try not to multitask. Don't watch this. Go do it. You can watch the video later. Go make that thing happen. Sometimes it's just a quarter turn, just a little tweak that will set your trail ablaze, will set you on fire, that will help you get rocking and rolling. I want to help you do that. So if you need to bail early on this little 30-minute training and you're on here live, go get them. Go move forward. Make that thing happen that you grabbed. So let's get going, my friends. Let's get going. So LinkedIn Live Q&A. The topic is, like I said, is why you need LinkedIn now. And if you read the little subtitle there, I'm going to share with you the compelling reasons why LinkedIn will serve you and your career endeavors so that you in turn can seek to serve others, helping those who need most what you, my friend, do best. So I'm going to take a little sip of my coffee here. I got my Java. It is cold outside. It's rainy. It's Florida, yet it's still cold. We've been wearing sweaters, which is fun, but we want to warm you up. We don't want to make your LinkedIn cold and dreary. I said on my Instagram earlier, is your LinkedIn profile cold and dreary? If it is, we're here to get it hot. We're here to warm it up. We're here to make it something that people want to dive into and look at. And so let's get that done here today. Okay, so LinkedIn Live Q&A every single Wednesday. Send your questions in. I got a few questions we're going to answer that came in earlier via conversations I've had or emails that I've received. But if you have a question throughout the week, I am not unreachable. I am reachable. I could have said it that way. But email your questions at brian@brianhorvath.com. I'd be glad to share the answers to those on the show, but also be able to share with you on these, just send an email back to you. Hey, try this, try that, think about this, think about that. Or even I might hit you with a question back to help you go deeper into that question that you have. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel where I post all of these lives after they're done. I edit them a little bit, and then I put them into YouTube. You can go ahead and watch them, and it's picking up traction. I'm really excited about it, and I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already so you can get these notification of when these lives come get posted on the YouTube channel. brianhorvath.com/YouTube is where you can go today, right away. Like, now's good. No, stay here. Stay with me. Okay, and if you want to find out where you can watch these, every single Wednesday at noon, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can go to my YouTube channel. That's broadcasted. This is broadcasted, streamed out live to that. Also to my Facebook, brianhorvath.com Facebook. You can see where you can get there. And also Twitter and my Living on Purpose with Brian Horvath free Facebook group. I help people like you and like me to know, live, and love our purpose for our career, finances, and life. But today's topic, drum roll please, why you need LinkedIn. We talked about this already. Why you need LinkedIn now. And if you already are on LinkedIn, great. How can you use it how can you leverage it to find that next opportunity, to make that right next connection, to meet your husband or wife? Who knows? I'm sure there are marital stories that resulted from people connecting on LinkedIn, no doubt. But anyway, that's not what this is really all about. But so here are 3 reasons from thousands of reasons that I came up with thinking about the compelling reasons why you need LinkedIn. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Don't have a drummer, don't have a roll. We'll just click the button and we'll be onward and upward. LinkedIn, my friends, is the world's largest professional network. Largest professional network. I'm just going to see if there's have any comments here. Hey, Nigel. Welcome to the show, man. Just saw your comment there. Thanks for hanging out. You rock. And matter of fact, that's, I think, your last name, Nigel Rock. Well, that's a great last name. And so glad you're here checking us out. So, world's largest professional networking platform. That's what LinkedIn is. That's what LinkedIn is. To think about, Reid Hoffman, I think it was, started in his living room, probably on his couch or maybe on his floor, up late at night, coding, writing, preparing, whatever the case may be. We're benefiting from him. And LinkedIn was sold to Microsoft some years ago. But I think it's become so much better each and every year. They're working on a lot of things, but it's world's largest professional networking platform. And I kind of tell a story. I think about it like this. You don't want to have FOMO, my friends. Don't miss out. And don't miss out on the opportunities to take advantage of being in the world's largest networking party. But even better than that, we want to help you connect. And a story I tell often when I'm coaching folks is, hey, imagine you're invited to a conference, or you attend a sales conference or a medical conference or a financial conference, whatever conference you may be, and you're at this large hotel, and I'm only an hour and a half from Orlando, so let's just call it out. You got invited to Orlando for a big conference, and you're in this big hotel, and there are thousands of people at this conference, and you're like thinking, I'm just a little fish in a large ocean, or how do we help you to make the right connections? Well, you might be thinking LinkedIn's like that. With over 810 million people on the platform, you might be thinking LinkedIn's too big for me, or why even start it? It's just so big and I don't even know how to communicate on it, or I just get lost. Well, what about if you had the ultimate LinkedIn profile and you were able to be found for what you do best by those who need it the most? Well, let's liken that, LinkedIn and that kind of idea, to a hotel conference where you're like, you got skills, man. You got stuff going on. You're there for a reason. You want people to connect with you. You want to connect with people, but yet you don't know how to get found. Well, you got to take initiative. And LinkedIn's a great place to do that. But liken it to this conference is all of a sudden they have, after the welcoming happy hour, they have breakout rooms. They have different salons or suites within the hotel. And they say, if you're in the medical field, let's say, and this is a big medical conference, the pharmaceutical salespeople need to go into room or salon A. The medical device manufacturers go to B. If you're a emergency room doctor, you'll go to C. If you're in, imaging or whatever, okay, or diagnostics work, you'll go to the courtyard. So it's taking this big conference and making it smaller by people self-identifying with a group, a smaller group, or a smaller network, a network within a network within a network. It's like Inception or something like that, or The Matrix, or one of those movies. But what I want to encourage you to do is to be able to get your profile to a place that you can be known, your personal brand can be known, not for being a goofball, just having one, but being a go-getter, having one with intention, having a profile that's seeking to serve. And you can be better found when you're really dialed in with the right keywords, with the right copy, with the right endorsements and skills and expertise, with the right recommendations, with the right, headline, all the things that LinkedIn has available to you, with the right featured section and so on and so forth. There's so many things. But the world's largest professional network doesn't need to be intimidating. It doesn't need to be scary. It doesn't need to be something you need to be afraid of or think you need to have to know everything for you to be able to participate. Just why you went to that conference is to make the right connections, to learn the right things. My friends, if you're on this, you're watching this live or on video, then you're taking great steps to be able to connect with the right group of people, the small, laser-focused group that needs you in their business, that needs you in their nonprofit, that needs you in their company, so on and so forth. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be able to do what I'm going to share with you next. But think about LinkedIn as one big conference, but yet there's many opportunities to be niched, what we call niched, or super niched, or even laser focused niched into, or sniper niched, I've heard it called, into that place, into that room where people can see your eyes, you can see them. If you wave to them across the room, they would see you and you would see them, where they would want to know more about you because you guys have a lot of like-mindedness, like values, and you can serve each other well. LinkedIn is a great place to start, but you can't just be on it. You got to go deeper than that. And so that's why I want to share with you the next thing. And real quick, so again, this is from LinkedIn's website today that I got, that LinkedIn is the largest professional network. Over 810 million people are on the platform. Pretty stinking cool. Even as last week, I think I was saying 750 million, but obviously I was outdated with my statistics. It's 810 million. I just got that from LinkedIn today. So how do we niche down? How do we get into that special room? How do we get focused on? How do we get seen? How do we get recognized for what we do best by those who need it the most? Well, you got to use LinkedIn to share your story. Yes, we all have a story. and then using that story to showcase our value. And there's a framework to how to do that. Folks, you have purpose. It's my tagline for my business, helping you to know, live, and love the purpose for your career, for your finances, and your life. And our careers take up a big amount of time, but it's also a great way to be rewarded with finances when we serve many people well. And these are a couple aspects of our life. And thankfully, our purpose in life is not our career and our finances, but are two great tools to help you get that purpose for your life done. So I want you to be confident. I want you to be able to share your story. And yes, your career story, of course. But what about your educational story? What about your military service story? What about what you're called to do by God story? Whatever the case may be, whatever the foundation of that story, no matter your experience level, you have a story. You have experience. How do we share that and showcase that with others? You add value. But if you're not as bold to use LinkedIn to say that, you could be missing a lot of opportunities to connect with those who need most, what you do best. So how do we do that? One of the frameworks I use in coaching, little nugget here, we'll even call it today's hot topic, hot tip, is the 5 C's. These 5 C's I learned a long time ago from a guy named Mac Lake, who actually coaches church leaders, church group leaders, church ministry leaders to find the right group coaches to expand their ministry. But in this case, we could talk about finding the right employers or finding the right employees by understanding the 5 C's are what we all should be looking for when we go to find that next opportunity. But in this case, I want you to reverse engineer what people are looking for in you and be able to communicate with these 5 C's in your profile, on your resume, in your conversations, wherever the case may be. And the 5 C's are, number one, you got to have character, right? How do you communicate your character? How do you showcase that you'll do what you say you're going to do? You're a person of integrity. You stand up for what you believe in, that you're willing to go the extra mile, that you're willing to invest in your personal development, that you're willing to not just remain idle or static or status quo, but you're willing to take the ball. You're the person that says, here I am, send me. So let me serve you. Here I am saying, give me the ball. I can make that bucket at the buzzer, or I can take the ball down the field. So are you a person of character? And you want to make sure that your profile represents that. There's many ways to do that. Competence. Can you do the work that you're being employed to do or being targeted to do, that you're looking to do? Can you actually do it? What gives you that competency? What experiences have you had, whether paid or not paid? Whether it's an internship or just college experience or training you went to. We all have the time in our lives when we're looking to pivot or transition, or we're at a crossroads going, should I go this way or should I go that way? How do you change gears? How do you pull that lever that switches that track for that train engineer to be able to go a new direction? Well, your competency can be shared in a bunch of different ways. Charisma. Are people attracted to you? Are you willing to work in a team? Are you going to bring a new business? And that don't mean that you're always joking, or you could be a stand-up comic, or you're super expressive like me. But I mean just charisma. I mean, you know how to interact with people. People, you're a light that people want to be known for or be attracted to. You bring warmth. You bring kindness. You bring compassion. People want to hang out with you. It doesn't always mean you're saying, look at me, come follow me. I don't mean it like that. Sometimes it's like a Tony Dungy quiet strength. People are just attracted to the fact that person seems unwavered. There's a charisma there and a character and compass. They all tie together. The other is chemistry. Are you, do you fit in, right? Are you, what's the word I'm going to call it? Water soluble. I may have just used that reference completely incorrectly. Pardon me if you're an engineer or a scientist or whatnot. But chemistry meaning, like, do you go together? Are you able to, bridge gaps? Are you able to dovetail? Are you able to intertwine? Are you able to relate with those within your organization, but as well with those outside of the organization? Do you flow in the org chart well? Right. And so there are many years in my time I didn't. I'm like, this doesn't work. That doesn't work. I don't want to work with that person. And I wasn't really water soluble. I wasn't a great fit a lot of times because my attitude was poor. I don't want that to be you, but I want you to keep that in mind is, can you blend in? Can you fit in? And I don't mean like you just do whatever someone asks you. You don't have an opinion. You just say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, or yes, ma'am, yes, sir, you're a yes, man or whoa, man all the time. But are you willing to I like the word dovetail. Are you able to be a part of the framework of the structure of the organization? And the other is culture. Are you for what the company is about or the organization is about or the client's about? Are you able to represent that well in your LinkedIn profile? I think you can. There's many ways that I share in coaching and my courses to help you celebrate that, help you to demonstrate that, and so on and so forth. But the culture of a company is important. And of course, you can go look for, if you're a job seeker looking to be employed by a company, you can go find out what that culture is all about. There's their LinkedIn page, there's their website, there's people that work there's LinkedIn page, there's Glassdoor, which talks a lot about, gets comments and quips and quotes from people that have been employed by an organization. You can find out how real quickly if you're a culture fit, and then be able to reverse engineer that into your profile with integrity, with intentionality, and with the right heart. So that is exciting stuff. That's a lot. But how you understand that LinkedIn is the place to play. They are setting you up to win by being the world's largest professional networking platform. So as soon as you go there and you fit in and you niche in and you be able to showcase and share your value, showcase your story, showcase your value, share your story, share your value, all that, then with the 5 C's, you're going to be off and running today. Immediately, you will get connection requests because as you share this value, people are looking for you, my friend. People want to hire people that they need, that are able to represent well these 5 C's. And the next thing we're going to talk about is opportunities. Opportunities abound. Specific opportunities abound for you. We already talked about that, about you need to be proactive. You need to take advantage of what I'm sharing with you. You need to go work your LinkedIn profile. You actually need to take risks on yourself and your ego and put in things in your profile that are going to help you make that quarter turn, make that tweak. But that tweak or that quarter turn will give you exponential results. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Opportunities abound? Yes, because 810 million people on the platform. Yes, because there are over 220 countries and territories looking for work. Yes, because there's now 1 out of 6 job opportunities on LinkedIn's platform are for remote work. So no longer are you bound by mileage or where you are located in your city or town or whatever country even. You can do work remotely. 1 out of 67 jobs in 2020 on LinkedIn were 1 out of 67 were remote opportunities in 2020. 2021, 2022, 1 out of 6 opportunities on LinkedIn say remote, at least a hybrid form, if not 100% remote. Okay, right? It's either on-site, hybrid, or remote. So 1 out of 6 roles. So no longer you're going, man, I would like to have that job in Atlanta or Tuscaloosa or in Phoenix, but I can't because they want me to work there. No, there are hybrid opportunities at least, and if you have the right skill sets, there's an opportunity to flip the script of that employer to make that 100% potentially remote. Okay, so keep that in mind, but you got to be proactive about it. Look at that. Make sure your profile says that you're open to work remotely as well as hybrid and so on and so forth. All right, so opportunities abound, but also look at the vision. And I'm going to lean in a little bit. The vision for LinkedIn is that every member, right? Every member would have economic opportunity. Let me say that exactly how the site says it. Create an economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. Global workforce. That's you. That's me. Okay. Look at the mission. And I like vision as the preferred future. At the end of the day, LinkedIn will be successful if they were able to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. The mission of LinkedIn is simple. To connect the world's professionals, to make them more productive and successful. I love it. So everyone in the whole globe can have economic opportunity creating a free LinkedIn profile account. And then the heartbeat, the soul, what makes it thrive, what keeps it alive at LinkedIn is that people would connect, that there would be introductions and connections and opportunities, and people would be a part of groups and would grow their friendship or even their relationship. Maybe a lot of times for a lot of people, we start off with work as being the same value that we have. And then we become like we find that we're like-minded, like the person who hired us or people in our company, and then all of a sudden we become friends. Things like that happen on LinkedIn all the time. And it's really pretty stinking cool. So those are things I want you to think about, things I want you to be encouraged with, that you can use LinkedIn just like it says. Just like it says. I have gotten many opportunities about LinkedIn, through LinkedIn. Just recently, a couple speaking opportunities to come and speak to companies about how they can know, live, and love their purpose as a company, or their employers can be encouraged. You can find those opportunities too. A lot of times, it's not what you thought it was going to be. It's even better. But you got to be willing to take a risk. You got to be willing to showcase your value, add value, share your story, no matter where you're starting from. I don't care if you're in a career transition or not. So those are the three ways. Those are the three ways that we have to why we need LinkedIn now. Why you need LinkedIn now. It's the world's largest professional networking platform. It will help you connect with people all over the world that you may have never connected with, but also people all over the world will also connect with you. Because when you're using your profile well, when you're sharing your story, because people care about stories, stories connect us all day, every day. When you're showcasing your value, when you're getting connected with the right people for the right reasons, when you're using the 5 C's, right? And those recruiters, 95% of recruiters are on LinkedIn every single day. They're looking for people that fit the mold with those 5 C's. Character, competence, charisma, culture, chemistry, those 5 C's. And then opportunities abound. 1 out of 6 jobs are on LinkedIn remotely. 1 out of 67 a couple years ago, now 1 out of 6. And there are double the jobs that there were in 2020, now into 2021, 2022, on LinkedIn than were before. Double the jobs. Millions of jobs. But it doesn't mean that's where you only will find a job, but you need to have a LinkedIn profile to be able to connect with those jobs that are out there. Oh my gosh, there are thousands of things I could be talking about today, but time is running short. And I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, a speaker, a trainer. I love going into all this detail. But these 3 things will help you really get started quickly. Whether you have a LinkedIn profile and you've been rusty or dusty with it, whether you don't have one at all and somehow you found this LinkedIn profile training and this YouTube video, wherever the case may be, or you're excellent at it and just need a couple quarter turns or quarter tweaks to help you think in a new direction, whatever the case may be, LinkedIn is for you. You can win friends, influence people in a great way. You can get that next opportunity that's waiting for you, that's a perfect fit for you, and you can have fun doing it. LinkedIn's getting better all the time. Bells and whistles are being added. Different tweaks are being made to help make it easy for you. Pretty soon I'll be doing coaching on mobile. There are great ways to share what you do best with those who need it the most in a live setting, in-person setting, by simply sharing your LinkedIn profile little QR code. Makes it so simple to connect. And see, I keep going because I want to just share with you. I want you to make the most out of it. One of the ways you can do that, my friends, is by downloading my free guide, my new free guide, Your LinkedIn Profile Quick Start Guide, helping you go with 7 steps, my 7-step framework, very easy to use to make the right connections on the world's largest professional network. I encourage you to go download that. That would be a great next step for you to take. If anything you heard today was encouraging to you, that challenged you, that equipped you and educated you, go to brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start and get that freebie today. It's a 1-pager. It's very simple. Gives you really strategic and tactical ways, very practical ways to take best next steps to help you make the most out of your LinkedIn profile, be effective, efficient, and so on and so forth. And don't forget, LinkedIn Live Q&A. Email me your questions every single week. I do these live on Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Share this with people that you know they're in the job hunt, they're on a job hunt, they're in a job search, or maybe they just hate what they do, they're unfulfilled, and it's time to make a change. One of the great ways to get momentum is to be able to have you work on your LinkedIn profile. It helps you share your story even outside of LinkedIn. It helps you know your career story. It helps you connect with those who need most what you, my friends, do best. So I really want to encourage you to take a look at that. Now, I'm going to wrap up with a couple quick questions that I received this week. One of them was, hey, I'm thinking about retiring. I want to get ready in advance. I'm a realtor, but I'm also in the working with my local county sheriff's office. I don't want to be a realtor forever after I retire, but there is local work I can do in the kind of crime prevention or law enforcement industry. Should I have two LinkedIn profiles? One for my realty business, real estate license business, and also for my police work? Or what should I do? Well, the answer is I think you want to be found most or quickly and easily by those who need most what you do best, okay? So to answer that question is I would suggest taking a company page approach for the real estate business or for that core business or that business that you can do throughout the year. And then making that be all about the content that you provide people, your products and services, what kind of licenses you have, right? Any third-party endorsements or testimonials to get more people connected to the work you do in real estate. But also, I would say for police work, you might even want to have another company page for that. Manage multiple company pages, but have one profile for you, the person. Because for you, the person, your experiences and what you do can all be listed there. And then that person could also see, if they're looking to hire you for what you do best, can also see what other kind of work you did that gives you the experience or that shows that you're credible, that you are competent, right? That you have charisma and chemistry and culture and you have all that stuff. And that's what I would do. I would start with keeping your LinkedIn profile attached to your name and who you are and be able to use that for your experiences all down the line throughout your entire career. But then take your company pages and use that in your diverse company offerings or lines of work or industries that you support and serve in. So great question. That's what I would do there, keeping it really simple. Again, for your company, your personal profile can also link out to your company pages as well. So keep that in mind. Also, I get questions all the time about Brian. I'm getting people that are trying to connect with me that I've never met. I don't know who they are. They're not even in my industry, and so on and so forth. Well, keep in mind, that's a good thing. Keep in mind there are things 99.9% of the time that you do best that people that want to connect with you are finding value in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's you both have mutual connections or whether you're in the same industry or you have some industries that support one another, or maybe LinkedIn has recommended you on the sidebar when people are looking at people's profiles. You ever see that? Hey, I'm looking at Joe Wilson's profile, and on the sidebar it says, hey, you're looking at Joe's profile. Here are some other profiles that may interest you based on what Joe is doing or has done, and so on and so forth, and what you're doing, and so on and so forth. So that's that LinkedIn algorithm hard at work, helping you to build better webs of networks and whatnot. So a lot of times people find you through that. Just go, you know what, I want to build my network. I see this person on the side. Let me invite them to connect. They may or may not send you a message, but I'm of the belief system, I'm of the idea that you ultimately want to build your network well beyond your small industry or maybe the people you know. This is not Facebook. You're not sharing public or photos of your family. This is 100% for the most part about professional work that we do and so on and so forth. So you may get professional requests from people that are not, you don't know, accept the request. And why do I do that? Well, a couple of ways. One, I want to tap into their network, okay? Well, let me back up. I want to be connected with someone who may see value in what services or products I offer, right? I also want to be tapped into their network because how I'm able to be seen is not always just about who I know in my first level connection, but in my second level. And my second level connections are people that I'm connected with, which is my first level, and people they're connected with, that's my second level. And then in my third level are connections of connections of connections, right? It's kind of like that Kevin Bacon thing, 6 degrees of separation. But that's how LinkedIn works. I want to be a part of a highly effective and influential web of connectivity on LinkedIn. I want to appear in people's LinkedIn sidebar saying, hey, you want to know this person? I want to be found for things, certain keywords, and that's the algorithm that we're tapping into. One of the three important things to use LinkedIn to be found best or be found by those who need most what you do best is having your profile rich with the keywords that describe you, right? That share your value, showcase your value, share your story. And then also I want to have the right number of connections, what helps me expand my network. It's kind of like thinking I'm invited to more parties, right? I could be seen by more people when I'm actually at the parties that they're at. That's a part of the network thing. And then thirdly, I want to be found by recruiters, headhunters, hiring managers, and so on and so forth too. Those expanding my network by even by people I don't know helps me to do all that. Helps me to do all that. I go deeper into that in my coaching and in my courses and so on and so forth. But really high level, you want to connect with everybody that invites you to connect. Unless there's some kind of crazy, wacky, wonky, weird, illegal, unethical, and immoral person, I would say you connect with them because it's going to expand your network so you can be better found by those who need most, which you do best. That's a long one. That's a long one. And I can always share that in a better way. But long story short, those are some of the things that I share about in my one-page LinkedIn profile quick start guide that I encourage you to download at brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn/quick-start. So glad you guys are here. So glad that you're a part of today. Again, every Wednesday at noon, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I have LinkedIn Live. Love to have you be a part of it. Thankful you guys were here today. It's been an honor to serve you and share with you why you need your LinkedIn profile updated or why you need to have one at all, why you need LinkedIn now. Go get them, everybody. Appreciate you being with me today.